Okay, welcome back to the Deep Dive. This is where we take a stack of sources and dig in, extracting the most interesting insights and breaking down what you need to know. Today, we are plunging headfirst into a collection of official announcements straight from Japan, giving us a snapshot of the vibrant world of anime events and merchandise. We've got press releases covering some massive titles: Spy Vam Family, Gakuen Idol at Worcester, and Demon Slayer 2. Our mission really is to act as your guides through this material, kind of cut through the jargon to highlight the coolest new products, the most exciting event details, and maybe what these announcements tell us about how these huge franchises keep engaging their passionate fan bases.
Exactly. Think of these press releases as like direct lines from the companies involved. The retailers, the manufacturers, the theme parks. They contain the specifics that really matter to fans and collectors. The exact dates, the prices, the types of items, the locations, all that stuff. Our job is to sift through that, pull out those crucial nuggets, and help you understand the why behind these announcements, not just the what.
Perfect. It's like getting a sneak peek behind the curtain of the anime business, but, filtered for maximum interest. Okay, let's unpack this then. And we're going to start with everyone's favorite found family of spies and assassins. Spyway families. Lots happening there. First on our list is news from Animate Holdings. They're a major Japanese retailer, right?
Yep.
And they're announcing a fresh batch of Spy Family merchandise. This press release tells us these new products are hitting shelves in their online store very, very soon, specifically June 14th, 2025.
Yeah, and what immediately jumps out in this animate announcement, is the central visual theme. It's really striking. The new merchandise features an original, specially drawn illustration. It's Anya and Bond.
Oh, nice.
But they're not just their usual selves. They're playfully depicted in angel and devil costumes. Kind of cute, kind of mischievous.
Angel and Devil, Anya and Bond. That sounds adorable.
It really is. And this kind of exclusive new artwork, that's a significant draw for collectors, because it's unique to this specific merchandise line. It often becomes highly sought after. It creates an immediate visual identity for this particular release. You see it, you know it's this set of goods.
Right, makes sense. And they're putting this adorable, mischievous visual onto a whole variety of different products. It looks like they're catering to different fan preferences and budgets. The source lists several items right away. We've got acrylic stand key holders, which are like super popular for display, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Acrylic stands, they kind of serve a dual purpose in the merchandise world. You can use them as keychains, obviously, as the name suggests, but their flat, sturdy design makes them perfect for standing up on desks, shelves, display cabinets, all that.
Okay, so these ones. There are 4 different types featuring this new angel devil art. Each one is priced at 1,320 JPY. That's tax included, and available right on the 14th.
Yeah, that price point is pretty typical for a medium-sized acrylic item like that. And offering 4 types means fans can choose their favorite specific pose or look or, try to collect the full set if they're really into that angel double theme.
For something maybe a bit more practical, but still highly collectible for the artwork, they're releasing clear files.
Classic clear files.
A staple. The source mentions 4 types of these as well, priced at a very accessible 550 JPY each, tax included.
Yeah.
Also dropping on June 14th.
Yeah, clear files are, like you said, a total staple of anime merchandise. Well, okay, ostensibly they're for organizing papers.
Right. Who uses them for that?
Exactly. Their primary value for collectors is the large, visible artwork they feature. And at 550 JPY, they represent a really low-cost way for fans to grab some merchandise with that cool new illustration. The 4 types probably correspond to different arrangements or maybe close-ups of the Angel Devil Anya and Bond art. Gives you some choice.
Okay, moving into smaller, maybe more classic collectibles. We have foil-stamped can badges. Another 4 types listed here, also priced at 550 JPY each, tax included, available on the same date, June 14th.
Can badges. Arguably one of the most enduring forms of anime merchandise, right? They're small, relatively inexpensive, easy to collect, easy to trade, and the foil-stamped detail here is important. It indicates a special finish, gives them a bit of shimmer or texture that elevates them slightly beyond just a basic printed badge, adds a touch of perceived value for collectors,
Makes them feel a bit more premium.
Exactly. And again, 4 types suggests a pretty manageable set to complete if you're aiming for all of them.
Now, here's something that leans pretty heavily into the collector market strategy. The PETA collection. The source describes this as a sticker collection.
Okay.
Featuring a total of 14 different types of stickers. But here's the catch. They aren't sold individually where you can just pick the one you want. They come in blind packs.
Oh, there it is. The blind pack.
Yep. Each pack is 330 JPY, tax included, Or you can buy a whole box containing 14 packs for 4,620 JPY. These are also part of the June 14th release wave.
The blind pack or, the gotcha mechanic. This is a very deliberate retail strategy. It's designed to encourage multiple purchases. With 14 different types, the probability of getting the specific sticker you want in just one single pack is pretty low, right? So it prompts fans to buy more packs to try and complete the set.
Right, or trade with friends.
Exactly. And the source is careful to note something important here. It says this collection features a variety of illustrations of Lloyd, Anya, and Yor.
Oh, so not just the new Angel Devil art.
Correct. That tells us the 14 types aren't only based on the new Angel Devil visual. They're pulling from different existing illustrations of the main Forger family members. This actually broadens the appeal of this sticker collection, but it also increases the difficulty and maybe the cost of completing it if you're only buying blind packs one by one, hoping for specific ones.
Okay, so buying a box, does that guarantee you get all 14 unique ones?
Usually, buying a box guarantees you a set of 14 packs, so you get 14 stickers. But it doesn't always guarantee 14 unique types unless the box explicitly says it's a curated complete set, which blind boxes often aren't designed to be. You might get duplicates, even in a box.
Ah, okay.
It's a classic method. Drives repeat sales, creates a fun secondary trading market among fans, keeps things buzzing.
That definitely clarifies it. So it's a mix of new art and existing visuals, maximizing their assets while using that popular collecting mechanic. Smart. The source also adds that many other products are also being released alongside these specific ones we've discussed, and it specifically mentions a ja, which translates to a carabiner clear pouch.
Right. Mentioning many other products is pretty standard boilerplate in these releases. It indicates a broader range of items, probably featuring either the new Angel Devil art or other existing Spy Family visuals. Could be anything: stationery, towels, maybe other small accessories. The carabiner clear pouch example is interesting, though. It suggests items that are perhaps more practical or designed for carrying things, adding variety beyond just display pieces or small collectibles. A carabiner makes it easy to attach to a bag or belt loop, emphasizing portability.
So they're hitting different angles.
Totally. This whole strategy, releasing a mix of high-appeal collector items like the blind packs, more practical things like clear files or pouches, and display items like the acrylic stands, it helps capture sales from different segments of the fan base. You've got the dedicated collector who wants everything, the casual fan who just wants one cool item with the new art, or someone specifically looking for, say, a pouch to use. They cover the bases.
And to kind of sweeten the deal for fans shopping at Animate during this period, they're also running a promotional fair alongside this release.
Ah, yes, the bonus campaign.
Exactly. It's titled the TV Anime Spy Family Summer Fair 2025.
And this fair is, of course, strategically timed. It starts exactly when the new products launch, June 14th, 2025, and it runs for a few weeks, until July 6th, 2025. It's a nationwide event, too. It takes place at all physical Animate stores across Japan, and importantly, also on their online store. So it ensures pretty wide accessibility for fans wherever they might be in Japan.
Okay, so how do you get the bonus? The condition seems pretty standard for these retail fairs. The source states that for every 1,100 JPY that's tax included, you spend on eligible Spy Family character goods.
Which includes all these new products we just talked about.
Right. Or, alternatively, for each CD, Blu-ray, or DVD you purchase or pre-order with a deposit of 1,100 JPY or more, you get one bonus item.
And that bonus item is a bromide, like a collectible photo card.
Bromides. Very collectible.
Yep. There's a total of 4 different types of these bonus bromides available. But here's the crucial piece of information clearly stated in the Japanese source. Ojren, which translates directly to, you cannot choose the bonus. It's given randomly.
There's that random element again, just like the PETA collection stickers.
Exactly. This random bonus bromide is a classic tactic. It's designed to encourage repeat visits or maybe higher spending per visit. If a fan really wants a specific bromide out of the 4 types, or worse, if they're aiming to complete the entire set of 4, well, they'll need to make multiple qualifying purchases. They have to spend that 1,100 yen multiple times and just hope for good luck with the random draw each time.
Definitely ties the promotional bonus directly to boosting sales during that fair period. Clever.
Now, maybe stepping back for just a second to look at the bigger picture for Spy's Family. The source itself provides a brief overview that really underscores why all these announcements are happening with such frequency and, frankly, volume. It reminds us the series is that incredibly popular spy comedy, following the Forger family, Lloyd the spy, Yor the assassin, Anya the mind reader as they navigate their secret lives while trying to achieve world peace. You know, the usual family stuff.
Right. Totally normal family.
Totally normal. But the key thing is the success. The manga, serialized in Shonen Jump plus Ocker, has been a phenomenon since 2019. It's received multiple awards and, get this, boasted over 38 million copies in circulation as of December 2024.
38 million copies. That is an absolutely massive number for a manga series. That just speaks volumes about its popularity, doesn't it?
It really does. It's huge. And the anime adaptation has only amplified that success. Season 1 aired back in April 2022. Season 2 followed in October 2023. Both were huge hits. And on top of that, the movie Code White, which came out in December 2023, was a massive box office success in Japan. The source notes it earned over 6.26 billion JPY.
Wow, 6.26 billion yen.
And drew over 4.44 million viewers just in Japan as of the date this press release came out.
Okay, over 4 million moviegoers. That's not just a hit, that's a blockbuster.
It certainly is, and they're not stopping. Looking ahead, Season 3 of the anime is already scheduled for October 2025.
So more content is already on the way.
Exactly. This constant stream of popular content, the super successful manga, the highly watched anime seasons, a hit movie, and more anime confirmed for the near future, it creates this continuously high level of fan engagement and demand. Companies like Animate are definitely capitalizing on this sustained momentum. They do it by regularly releasing new merchandise lines like this one, knowing there's a massive active fan base just eager for new ways to connect with the series.
So these aren't just random product drops.
Not at all. They're strategically timed releases designed to keep the franchise visible, keep the buzz going, and capitalize on its ongoing cultural relevance and popularity. It's smart business feeding off incredible creative success.
Well, speaking of capitalizing on popularity and creating buzz, let's shift gears from retail goods to a massive, truly immersive fan experience. Spy Family is taking over Universal Studios Japan.
Yeah, this is huge news.
This is part of their big Universal Cool Japan 2025 event. And based on the source material we have, it sounds like a monumental collaboration. Really ambitious.
It really is. Universal Cool Japan is a signature event series at USJ, and 2025 marks its 10th anniversary. So you can bet they're pulling out all the stops this year. The Spy Family elements are clearly a major highlight of this anniversary celebration, and they'll be running for an extended period too. It starts July 1st, 2025, and runs all the way through January 4th, 2026.
Wow, that's over 6 months.
Yeah, it gives fans a really long window to experience the world of the Forgers right there inside the park. Plenty of time to plan a visit.
And they're not limiting it to just one type of attraction, are they? The source highlights several distinct ways you can dive into the Spy Family universe at USJ. First up is the Spy Family XR Ride E-Cooperation Hyperdrive. That name itself just promises something intense, right? A super real spy world experience right alongside the Forger family.
Oh yeah. XR, or extended reality, rides are known for that. They combine physical ride motion, the actual moving vehicle, with virtual or augmented reality visuals, usually through headsets or special glasses. It creates this incredibly immersive sensation. Given the title Operation Hyperdrive and the fact you're with the Forger family, you can definitely imagine a high-speed mission. You're probably literally moving through environments that blend the physical ride space with dynamic digital effects. Maybe dodging things, chasing someone.
When you right into the action sequences.
Exactly. Designed to make you feel like you're in one of those thrilling Spy Family moments.
Okay, then there's something that sounds maybe a bit more focused on the characters and the story side of things. The Story Ride Wiwaku Waku. Field trip trolley experience. This one is described as entering the story and going wild, their words, with the students of Eden Academy.
Yeah, a story ride is likely less about those high-speed thrills and more about narrative immersion. It could involve detailed physical sets, maybe animatronics of the characters, projections, special effects, all working together to tell a specific story. In this case, it sounds like it's centered around a field trip from Anya's perspective at her school, Eden Academy. The use of Anya's signature catchphrase, Waku Waku, her excitement phrase right there in the title, pretty much confirms the focus is on her point of view and experiences.
Probably involving her classmates too, like Damien and Becky.
Almost certainly. It sounds designed to appeal to fans who really love the slice-of-life comedy, the school antics, and the character interactions within the series, especially Anya's.
And for something more interactive, something that gets you moving around and exploring the park itself, there's the Everyone Let's Challenge with Father and Mother. Spy Y Family Waku Waku. USJ Park Rally.
Ah, the park rally.
Described as a quiz challenge you tackle around the park with the family.
Park rallies are a fantastic way for theme parks to integrate a featured property across the entire grounds, not just in one dedicated area. Participants typically get some kind of map or a booklet with clues or questions. They need to solve these by finding specific locations, signs, or information points scattered throughout the whole park. It basically turns your park visit into a kind of treasure hunt, or a spy mission in this case.
Yeah, the title saying Challenge with Father and Mother is key, isn't it?
Absolutely. It implies that Lloyd and Yor are sort of guiding you through this mission via the rally materials. Makes it a really fun, family-oriented activity that encourages exploration and directly plays on that core Forger family dynamic. You're working alongside them.
So 3 distinct attractions: the XR ride, the story ride, and the park rally. And the source confirms all 3 of these core attractions are scheduled to run for the entire event duration, right? July 1st to January 4th.
That's right. A full 6 months for all 3.
Okay, beyond the major attractions, a huge part of any theme park collaboration is, of course, the themed food and the exclusive merchandise.
Oh, absolutely. Crucial elements.
And interestingly, the food items for the Spy Family event at USJ are actually available a little bit earlier than the main attractions. They start on June 30th, 2025. A day before the rides open.
Yeah, getting the food and merch rolling slightly ahead makes sense, builds hype, lets early visitors get a taste literally, and theming the food, as you said, it just enhances the overall immersive experience so much. The source details several options, and they sound wonderfully specific, really tied into the show. At the Parkside Grill restaurant, they're offering the Spy Family Parkside Grill special set Lloyd's Hamburg Steak.
Lloyd's Hamburg Steak.
Yep. And it's explicitly described as being inspired by the Forger family's proud taste. Like, this is the kind of meal they'd be proud to serve.
It sounds like they put real thought into this one. The source says it includes Lloyd's signature Hamburg steak he does cook, right?
He does. It's part of his cover.
Okay, so it's served with Anya's favorite peanuts.
Yeah.
But presented cleverly as a pie. That's fun. And a beautiful appetizer scattered with rose petals, maybe referencing Yor.
Could be. The description also frames the whole meal as enjoying it in an odique, or outing mood, which directly ties into those moments in the series where the family goes out together trying to appear normal.
So it's designed to make you feel like you're actually dining with the Forgers, trying their home-cooked style meal, but in a fancy park restaurant.
Exactly that. That attention to detail incorporating specific character preferences like Anya's peanuts using narrative elements like odique, it really elevates the themed dining. It's not just slapping a logo on a plate. It's telling a little story with the food.
They also have special themed drinks available. There's an Anya's Waku Waku Peach frozen soda. Sounds refreshing.
Designed to express Anya's excitement, the source says, with sparkling fruit and jelly. Sounds visually appealing, probably bubbly and bright.
And a Bond's Mofu Mofu tea latte, inspired by Bond, the family dog. Mofu Mofu means fluffy, right?
Yeah, it suggests a fluffy or maybe creamy soft texture, likely a comforting, perhaps milky tea latte. So the drinks use ingredients and textures to evoke the characters, the fizziness and visible fruit for Anya's energetic Waku Waku, and the implied softness or fluffiness for Bond's appearance.
And importantly for collectors, the source mentions these drinks come as a set with a park original design coaster featuring the Forger family.
The exclusive coaster bonus. Those are always highly sought after. It definitely encourages fans to purchase the drinks specifically to get that collectible coaster. Smart move.
Okay, this next one.
Yeah.
This is where the deep-cut fan service really shines. New churros. They'll be available from June 30th at the food cart in front of the Space Fantasy The Ride attraction.
Okay, churros. Always popular. What's the twist?
Get this. They have a very elegant Anya's Stella Churros, Fee Strawberry and Raspberry flavor. It's meant to express Anya's proud Ian mood when she manages to earn a Stella star at Eden Academy.
Oh my gosh, that's brilliant.
But wait, there's more. Its counterpart is the not elegant Anya's Tonito Churros, Fee Strawberry and Raspberry flavor, expressing Anya's shocked or dismayed gah mood when she gets a Tonito bolt instead for messing up.
They actually did it. Stella and Tonito Churros, that is absolutely fantastic fan service.
Isn't it? They've taken this very specific recurring joke and character arc element From the series, Anya's constant struggle between academic triumph and disaster and turned it into a pair of themed snacks.
And the source notes they are both the same double berry flavors, strawberry and raspberry, accented with Anya's image, but they're named and presumably presented differently based on the Stellatinido concept.
That is incredibly clever. It shows such a deep understanding of the source material and what fans love about it. It's not just food. It's like an edible inside joke.
It perfectly illustrates how theme parks can leverage those specific, beloved character moments to create truly memorable merchandise and food items. Fans will absolutely eat this up, literally and figuratively.
Also available at that same Space Fantasy cart is Bond's Ice Sundae Vanilla and Chocolate Salve. Sounds a bit more straightforward.
Let's see the details. Vanilla and chocolate ice cream, topped with a chocolate bow tie like the one Anya gave Bond in the series, right?
Exactly. And it has a frozen peach accent, described as a refreshing, summery taste.
Another sweet, character-specific treat, referencing that touching moment between Anya and Bond with the bow tie is a nice touch. The frozen peach makes it seasonal. Overall, yeah, the food lineup was varied, really creative, and deeply tied to character details. It definitely encourages fans to try multiple items during their visit.
Okay, let's transition to the merchandise then. The goods for the USJ collaboration will also be available starting June 30th, mainly at the Universal Studios store inside the park. And these seem designed to let fans, wear or carry their love for the series around the park.
Standard theme park merch strategy, but let's see the specifics.
First, a headband. It's described as being super mofu, like Bond's fur. And it features Anya in a cute pose.
Wearable character goods like headbands are extremely popular at theme parks, aren't they? Great for photos, instantly recognizable fandom display. Emphasizing the super mofu texture ties it directly to Bond's tactile appearance, which is a detail fans will appreciate. It's not just a picture of Bond, it feels like Bond.
And then there's also a parka, featuring the whole Forger family in a design, with a bright green string accent, a more substantial piece of apparel.
Yeah, parkas are great souvenirs. Practical for maybe cooler evenings or just as a general piece of fan apparel you can wear anywhere long after the park visit. The full family design makes it instantly recognizable as Spy Pamphlet merchandise, and that accent color adds a bit of park-specific flair, maybe matches the event branding.
And of course, classic plush keychains. This one is of Anya in her Eden Academy uniform.
Can't go wrong with plush keychains. Easy impulse buys, popular take-home items, especially featuring such an iconic look like Anya's school uniform. They appeal to a really broad range of fans, kids, and adults.
Okay, but here's an item that really seems to embody the interactive spirit of a theme park visit. The Shoulder Mascot Keychain Set. It comes with 2 pieces.
Shoulder mascots, how does that work?
The source explicitly states these allow you to put Anya and Bond on your shoulder by attaching them to, like, a bag strap or maybe your shirt.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's a really unique piece of merchandise.
Isn't it? It turns the collectible item into an active companion for your park adventure. The source itself even highlights how this enhances the unique spy experience by letting you run around the park with your partners, Anya and Bond, right there with you.
Wow, it really blurs the line between just buying merchandise and actually participating in the theme. It makes the fan feel more directly involved in the world of the series as they explore USJ. It's not just something you buy and put away, it's something you actively experience the park with. That's very cool.
Finally, this source mentions some special tickets available for park visits, specifically in July and August. Looks like these special passes bundle different benefits aimed at dedicated fans.
Makes sense for the peak summer season.
Yeah. There's a Spyway Family Special one-day passes. This includes your park entry for the day, original smartphone wallpaper that's a neat digital bonus, and 1 random original can badge from a set of 3 types.
Okay. Bundling entry with exclusive digital and physical bonuses adds value for fans who really want that focused Spy Family experience. And the random element for the can badge is, again, a nod to collector culture within these bundles. Might encourage trading or repeat visits if you want all 3 badges.
The price for this special one-day pass varies by date, which is typical for USJ, ranging from 8,600 JPY up to 11,900 JPY.
Demand-based pricing, yeah.
And there's an option to add Parkside Grill priority seating confirmation to that special one-day pass for an extra 1,000 JPY. So that bundled pass with the guaranteed dining spot ranges from 9,600 JPY to 12,900 JPY, depending on the date.
Offering priority seating for the themed restaurant, the one with Lloyd's Hamburg steak, that's a significant benefit. Especially during busy July and August. It guarantees fans a chance to experience that special meal without potentially facing long wait times. Caters to those willing to pay a bit more for a smoother, more complete themed day.
And one more pass mentioned. The Universal Express Pass Sex by Family XR Ride Special Pass. This sounds like it's just for the ride access.
Right, Express Passes let you skip the regular queue for specific attractions.
This one lets you get smooth access to the Spy Family XR ride, which, yeah, is likely to be super popular, and it includes a ride photo as part of the deal.
Including the ride photo is a nice touch, makes it a personalized memento of that specific XR experience. Offering a dedicated Express Pass just for this ride really highlights its expected popularity and status as a major draw for the event.
The price for this XR Ride Express Pass also varies by date, ranging from 3,900 JPY to 5,700 JPY.
So, still an extra cost on top of park admission, but potentially worth it if you really want to ensure you get on that ride without a huge wait. It's worth noting, as the source specifies, that availability for all these special tickets is limited daily. You probably need to book them in advance.
Good point. Heads up for anyone planning a trip.
Yeah, these various ticketing options really show how USJ is segmenting its offering. They're catering to different levels of fan dedication, different budgets, and different priorities, whether it's just getting in, guaranteeing a meal, or ensuring quick access to the star attraction.
All right, let's pivot now. We've talked merch, we've talked massive theme park collaborations. Let's dive into the specialized world of collectibles, specifically scale figures.
Ah, the high-end stuff.
Exactly. We got some exciting new figure announcements highlighted by Ami, who, as many listeners probably know, is a major online hobby retailer. They stock a huge range of anime figures and goods. First up, some figures from a newer title, Gakuen Idolm at Nooster. Or Gakumas, for short, maybe.
Yeah, Gaku and Idolm at Sooster. These are significant announcements for fans of the Idolm at Sooster franchise, especially this newer branch focused on the school setting. These are brand new scale figures being produced by Kotobukiya.
Kotobukiya, they're a very well-regarded figure manufacturer, right? Known for quality.
Definitely. And these are available for pre-order via Ami. Now, scale figures, just to clarify for anyone maybe less familiar, are distinct from smaller prize figures or trading figures. They're typically larger, much more detailed, and sculpted to a specific ratio like 17th or 18th scale relative to the character's implied canonical height.
So they aim for accuracy and proportion.
Exactly. And they usually capture the character in a really dynamic, often iconic pose, maybe based on official art or an in-game scene. They really represent a higher-end category of merchandise for serious collectors.
Okay, so the first Gakuen Idol and Astra figure announced is of Hanami Yume. The source introduces her as Hanami Saki's younger sister. Apparently, she got into the academy through supplementary admission, so one half of sister duo.
Right. And this particular figure of Yume is based on her image from something titled The Rolling Rice Ball, which is likely connected to a specific song or maybe a performance visual or key artwork within the Gakuen Idolm at Stir game itself.
And it's a 17 scale figure. You said that's a common size.
Very common, yeah. 17 scale is quite popular. It offers a good balance between having a nice display presence, it's big enough to see the details, but not being so huge that it takes up your entire shelf.
Gotcha. The source provides the technical details, too. Her height is approximately 253 millimeters, so that's just over 25 centimeters, or about 10 inches tall, including the base she stands on.
Pretty substantial size, then.
Materials are listed as PVC, ABS, and acrylic. Sounds standard.
Yep, standard high-quality plastics used for figure manufacturing. PVC allows for the fine sculpting details. ABS provides structural strength, especially for joints or delicate parts, and acrylic is often used for clear parts or sometimes the base. Allows for intricate sculpting and durable finishes.
And they even named the sculptor Kabushira Mitsuru.
Oh, interesting. Naming the sculptor is a key detail in the figure collecting world, much like crediting an artist or director. Collectors who follow specific sculptors will often look for their work, trusting their particular skill and style, so that name might mean something to dedicated figure fans.
The pose description sounds really vivid and energetic. The source says she's captured mid-jump with one leg raised high, and she's making an onigiri, a rice ball mark above her head with her hands.
Ah, okay, so the rolling rice ball connection is literal.
Seems like it.
Yeah.
And this pose is directly based on what the source calls an impressive in-game illustration.
Right. Translating a specific memorable in-game illustration or maybe a performance moment into a three-dimensional figure is a primary goal for figures tied to games like Idolm at Sister. That pose sounds really dynamic and should be instantly recognizable for players familiar with Yume and the rolling rice ball. The source also adds that the figure captures her cute yet dynamic sculpt from her body, and even notes, this is interesting, that she has the best stats as an idol in the game.
They actually mention her stats.
Yeah. Directly referencing details relevant to the game's mechanics, and her character strengths like that really caters directly to the game's player base. It shows they understand the source material on that level.
Okay, so the price for this Hanami Yume figure, it's listed at 26,950 JPY, tax included. And she is scheduled for release quite a ways out, February 2026.
Okay, that price point, yeah. It's firmly in the typical range for a detailed 17-scale figure from a major, well-regarded manufacturer like Kotobukiya. It reflects the complexity of the sculpt, the quality of materials, the paint application, the licensing fees involved. It's a premium item. And the release date in early 2026 is also pretty standard for figures announced for pre-order now. Manufacturing often begins only after the pre-order window closes and they know the numbers. It takes time to produce figures to this standard, gives fans a good long window to save up and place their order.
Okay, following up on Yume, the next Gakuen Idol at Sister figure announcement is for her sister, Hanami Saki.
Right, the other half of the duo, Hanami Saki. She's introduced as the top student from the entrance exam, and notably a former athlete. That might be key to her character.
Her figure is based on her image from Fighting My Way. So presumably another song or key visual associated specifically with her. Like Yume, she is also a 17-scale figure.
Okay, same scale. Makes sense for displaying them together.
Her listed height is approximately 235 millimeters, including the base. So slightly shorter than Yume, actually, about 2 centimeter difference.
Interesting. Same scale, but different height. Likely just due to the pose, maybe Saki's in a lower stance, or Yume's jump makes her taller overall in the base.
Could be. Now, the list of materials for Saki is a bit different and more extensive than Yume's. It lists PVC, ABS, magnet, acrylic, and iron.
Magnet and iron? Hold on, that's definitely unusual for a standard scale figure.
Yeah, I thought so too. PVC, ABS, acrylic, those are normal, but magnet and iron.
While the press release doesn't elaborate on why those materials are included, it strongly suggests there are specific functional elements here that you wouldn't find in a typical all-plastic figure. This could mean a few things. Maybe parts of the figure are attachable or detachable using magnets. Perhaps alternative arms, accessories, or even expression parts. Or it could be that the base itself, or maybe part of the figure, has a magnetic element for a unique display method, perhaps interacting with the iron component.
So potentially some kind of modularity or special display feature.
Potentially, yeah. Without more information or seeing images of the figure breakdown, it's hard to say definitively. But it certainly hints at a potential feature that goes beyond typical figure construction and might justify the price point further. Very intriguing.
The sculptor for Saki is listed just as Kotobukiya.
Okay, so likely sculpted in-house by their internal team, rather than a named external sculptor like Yume's. Still implies quality control from Kotobukiya themselves.
Her pose and expression are described as cool, capturing a specific moment from a live performance. The source specifically highlights the sculpt's attention to her toned body, linking it directly back to her background as a former athlete.
Ah, so they're emphasizing that aspect of her character design.
Yeah, and it says the figure condenses the appeal of both her song image, Fighting My Way, and Hanami Saki herself.
Okay, so this pose sounds like it's focused on capturing the energy and visual impact of her performance style, maybe a signature move from that song. The emphasis on her toned physique is a detail that fans of her character, especially knowing her backstory, will likely appreciate. Shows the figure designers paid close attention to her defining physical characteristics.
The price point is exactly the same as Yume's. 26,950 JPY, tax included.
Okay, consistent pricing for the sisters.
And her release is scheduled slightly earlier than Yume, in January 2026.
Releasing figures of related characters, especially sisters like this, around the same time, just a month apart, is a really smart marketing strategy. It heavily encourages fans to purchase both figures to display them together, completing the duo.
Definitely pushes the gotta catch 'em all instinct.
For sure. And the consistent price for the same scale implies a similar level of production effort, detail, and overall quality is expected for both figures, despite those interesting material differences for Saki.
Now, let's shift gears entirely. From the newer world of Gakuen Idol at Hellster to a different massive franchise for our next figure announcement. Demon Slayer, Kimetsu no Yaiba.
Ah, Demon Slayer. Always big news there.
This announcement features Kyujuro Rengoku, the beloved Flame Hashira, instantly recognizable.
Absolutely. And this is a figure announcement coming from Aniplex. They're another major player, heavily involved in anime production itself, but also big in merchandise and figures. And like the Idolmaster ones, this is also available for pre-order via Amy.
Okay, but unlike the Idolmaster figures, this Rengoku figure is listed as non-scale.
Right. That's an important distinction. Non-scale figures aren't built to a specific ratio like 17 or 18. Instead, they're sized based on maybe an intended display line or a specific price point target, or just what feels right for the character design. They offer more flexibility in size and cost.
The source gives his height as approximately 200 millimeter, so about 20 centimeters or roughly 8 inches tall, including the base, so noticeably smaller than the 17 scale Idol at Sturda Girls.
Yeah, a more compact size.
The set includes just the figure body and a dedicated base. Pretty standard. But here's the most significant detail mentioned, and it seems really key. This figure reproduces the sculpt of the popular 14 scale figure as much as possible.
Okay, that is the crucial piece of information right there. Aniplex previously released a highly detailed, very large 14 scale figure of Rengoku. Those 14 scale figures are huge, typically around 40-50 centimeters tall, and they come with a very premium price tag, often several $100s or equivalent.
Right, they're major investment pieces.
Exactly. So by creating a non-scale figure that explicitly aims to replicate the detailed sculpting work of that premium 14 scale version, what Aniplex is doing here is offering fans a highly detailed, high-quality Rengoku figure, but one that's much more accessible.
And the source itself points this out directly. It highlights that this new non-scale figure has an easy-to-hold price, size. Their words.
Precisely. It's Aniplex basically saying, look, we know our 14 scale figures are amazing, but they're also a significant investment in both money and display space. Here's a chance for you to get a figure with similar high-quality sculpting and detail, derived directly from that popular premium version, but at a size and price point that's much easier for many more fans to acquire and enjoy.
So what is that easy-to-hold price? The listing is 6,800 JPY, tax included.
6,800 yen. Now, compare that to the 26,950 JPY for the 17 scale Idol at Solster figures we just discussed.
Wow, yeah, that is a huge difference, like almost 4 times cheaper.
It really underscores the different market segments they're targeting. While the Idol at Solster figures are premium 17 scale pieces aimed at dedicated collectors of that specific line and scale, this non-scale Rengoku figure is positioned very differently. It's a high-quality, detailed collectible, yes, leveraging the appeal of a premium sculpt, but it's made significantly more affordable and much more display-friendly in terms of size. It effectively opens up access to a very detailed Rengoku figure for a much, much wider audience who might have been priced out of the 14-scale version.
Makes a lot of sense as a strategy. His release date is scheduled for June 2026, so still quite a wait.
Yeah, typical figure production timeline.
And there's a specific pre-order period mentioned for this one. It runs until September 8th, 2025 at 23.59 Japan time.
Okay, so a deadline for pre-orders. That's important for fans interested in securing this more accessible but still highly detailed version of Rengoku. Good to keep that date in mind if you want one.
All right, finally today, let's loop back to events. We've got more Demon Slayer news, this time from a place called Nijigen no Mori.
Nijigen no Mori. Yeah, that place is pretty unique. It's an anime-themed park experience, but it's located within a larger prefectural park, Hyogo Prefecture's Awaji Island Park, out in Japan. Kind of blends anime with nature.
And this isn't actually a brand new collaboration announcement, is it? The source says this is their 3rd major collaboration event with the Demon Slayer anime.
That's right, and it's been running for quite some time already. It started way back on March 15th, 2025, and it's scheduled to continue all the way through until December 14th, 2025. So it's a very long-running event.
Okay, so the event itself is ongoing, but this press release we're looking at is specifically announcing brand new original merchandise that's going to become available during this already extended event period, adding something fresh.
Precisely. They're keeping things interesting for repeat visitors or people who haven't gone yet. The new item being added is the Kira Kira metallic can badge.
Kira Kira meaning sparkly or glittering.
Exactly. Yeah. These are standard-sized 56mm can badges, but what makes them special is twofold. First, the visual design. They feature artwork specifically created by Ufotable.
Ufotable, the animation studio behind the anime itself.
The very same. Having Ufotable provide original art specifically for merchandise is always a major selling point. Their distinct, high-quality visual style is so integral to the anime's appeal. And the visuals showcase the Hashira, the elite pillars of the Demon Slayer core.
Focusing on the Hashira, always a popular choice.
Incredibly popular characters, yeah. So that makes this collection highly desirable right off the bat. And second, there are a total of 10 types in this collection.
10 types. Okay, let me guess. The 9 known Hashira.
Correct. +1 secret type.
Ah, the classic secret rare. Gotta love that.
It's a staple collector's hook, isn't it? Adds that element of surprise and rarity, really drives interest and encourages repeat purchases, especially for those dedicated fans trying to complete the entire set. You never know what you might pull.
And the description also notes they feature that glittering metallic design, the Kira part, and that it pops up three-dimensionally.
Ooh, interesting. So maybe not just a flat metallic print, but perhaps some kind of layering or lenticular effect that gives it a bit of depth or texture. That would definitely make them stand out from standard flat can badges. Sounds quite premium for a can badge.
So when can people get these new sparkly Hashira badges? They start selling on June 21st, 2025.
Okay, so fairly soon after the Spy Family stuff at Animate.
And here's a really critical detail, especially for fans outside Japan or those not planning to visit Awaji Island. It dictates how you can get them. They are sold only at the original shop located within Najigen no Mori itself.
Okay, park exclusive.
And through the Najigen no Mori EC site, their official e-commerce online store.
Ah, so there is an online option. That's good news for international fans.
Yes, but the source also mentions they are available in limited quantity sales.
Okay, there's the catch. Limited quantity plus park and line exclusivity. That's a key part of their appeal and their retail strategy. By limiting sales channels like this, Najigen no Mori creates sought-after, event-exclusive merchandise. For fans who are able to physically visit the park, it's a special souvenir you can only get right there, enhancing the memory of the visit. For the many international fans, or even those in Japan unable to travel easily to Awaji Island, that EC site is their only realistic avenue. But the limited quantity sales aspect adds pressure, potentially making them hard to get even online. They might sell out quickly.
Definitely makes these badges feel more special and harder to obtain than standard retail merchandise you could find anywhere. Adds to the collector value.
Absolutely. Now, just to give a bit more context about the larger Najigen no Mori event that these new badges are a part of, the source does remind us briefly of the two main immersive experiences it offers, which sound pretty cool in themselves.
Yeah, what are those?
There's a night event called the Nightwalk Infinite Castle Path to the Infinite Castle.
Infinite Castle Nightwalk. Sounds intense.
It sounds like a truly unique experience. It's described as a 1.2-kilometer walk through a darkened forest area within the park. They use projection mapping technology extensively to recreate scenes and environments from the anime right onto the natural landscape. Participants apparently relive key battles from the series, spanning from the early Tenjiro Kamado Rishi Hen arc all the way up through the more recent Hashira training arc content. The narrative involves collecting information needed for the final battle against Muzan Kibutsuji.
Wow, so it's like walking through the anime story of the woods at night.
Pretty much.
Man.
It's designed as an immersive narrative journey through the anime's major story beats, but set in this atmospheric natural setting. And completing it apparently includes an original novelty prize, too.
Okay, that sounds genuinely awesome.
Yeah.
And then there's a daytime event component as well.
Yes, the mystery-solving Walk Flower Falling Village and the Phantom Demon Tour.
Mystery-solving walk. Sounds more like a game.
It does. This daytime event is described as more of an interactive game. It's a mystery-solving walk where participants explore different areas of the park that feature character panels. And interestingly, these panels include new ufotable art of 8 different demons created specifically for this event.
New ufotable demon art, too. Nice.
Yeah. The challenge is to solve various mysteries presented to you, presumably using clues found around the park in order to escape a phantom world. Sounds like a puzzle trail with a Demon Slayer theme.
And do you get anything for doing that one?
Yes. As a participation prize for completing the mystery walk, you receive a different collaboration event limited original can badge. So that's a separate can badge you get just for participating in the daytime mystery game, totally distinct from these new Hashira metallic badges that are being sold separately in the shop and online.
Okay, so multiple types of exclusive badges related to this event.
Seems so. Collector's Paradise or Nightmare, depending on your perspective. The source reiterates the overall event dates again March 15th, 2025, all the way to December 14th, 2025, and notes that the operating hours for these attractions can vary by season, so check ahead if you're planning to go. They also briefly list various ticket price options and types, allowing combinations of day passes, night passes, or both, including some premium tickets that offer luxurious benefits, though the source doesn't detail what those specific benefits are. Standard age categories apply too. Adult is 12 plus Erland child is 11 or under, and there might be specific age restrictions or guardian requirements for certain attractions.
Got it. So these new sparkly ufotable art Hashira metallic can badges are essentially a specific limited exclusive collectible being introduced partway through this much larger, long-running, immersive Demon Slayer park experience at Nijigen no Mori.
Exactly. They add another layer of collectible appeal, another reason for fans to visit the park, or another target for dedicated fans hunting online via the EC store. It really shows how these long-running park events constantly need to add new elements, new merchandise drops like this, to keep repeat visitors interested and maintain buzz throughout their extended run.
Wow, okay. We covered a significant amount of ground today, didn't we? Really delving into these press releases that unveil whole new waves of anime excitement across different fronts. We looked at fresh Spy Family merchandise and a big retail fair from Animate. Then that massive, multifaceted theme park collaboration for Spy Family at Universal Studios Japan.
The USJ one sounds particularly impressive.
Then we shifted to exciting new collectible figure announcements. The sister duo from Gakuen Idol at Kuster by Kurobukia, and that very interesting accessible Rengoku figure from Aniplex based on the 14-scale sculpt.
Right, catering to different ends of the collector market there.
And finally, wrapping up with exclusive, new, event-specific merchandise for the ongoing Demon Slayer event at Nijigen no Mori, those cool metallic Hashira badges.
Yeah, what all these announcements collectively demonstrate, I think, is just the remarkable power and the sustained, incredible popularity of these anime series. They aren't just shows that air and then fade away, they are massive franchises with these really intricate ecosystems built entirely around them. Companies are constantly innovating, constantly looking for diverse avenues for fan engagement. It runs the whole gamut, right? From affordable, fun, collectible goods you can pick up easily at a local store like Animate, to those high-end centerpiece display items like the scale figures, all the way to these incredibly detailed, immersive, real-world experiences you can only get at theme parks like USJ or the Nijigen no Mori.
And the level of detail in these announcements really stood out too.
It really does. Referencing specific character traits like Anya's peanuts or Saki's athletic build, specific scenes like the Stella Tonito moments, or even game mechanics like idol stats. It really speaks to how well these companies understand they're catering to passionate, informed fan bases who appreciate that level of attention to detail. They know their audience.
So thinking about all this,
Mm-hmm.
what does this all mean for you, our listener? Well, it means if you're a fan of Spy Wife Family, or Gakuen Idol at Esther, or Demon Slayer, the ways you can connect with the series you love are just constantly expanding, constantly evolving. Whether you're a dedicated collector, maybe meticulously seeking out specific items like those blind pack stickers or the exclusive random cam badges, or maybe you're someone who dreams of experiencing the world of the anime firsthand at a theme park, planning that big trip.
Or maybe you just appreciate the artistry and creativity that goes into designing these unique products and events, even from afar.
Exactly. There's always something new on the horizon. These announcements aren't just dry product lists. They're living evidence of an industry that's working tirelessly, creatively, to bring the worlds you love to life in new, tangible, and often really fun ways.
And if we try to connect this to the bigger picture, these kinds of frequent detailed releases coming directly out of Japan, they really paint a picture of an anime industry that's not only incredibly creative in its core storytelling content, but also incredibly sophisticated in how it builds and maintains these global fan communities. It's an industry that clearly understands the value of both broad accessibility, like we saw with that more affordable Rengoku figure strategy, and also targeted exclusivity, like the Nijigen no Mori badges or those premium USJ special tickets. They're using every type of product, every type of event imaginable to keep the momentum going for these franchises and keep the fans deeply engaged.
It really shows how anime has become this major cultural and economic force, doesn't it? Generating excitement and significant revenue through all these diverse offerings, far beyond just people streaming the episodes online.
Absolutely. The ecosystem is vast.
It really makes you consider the sheer breadth of it all. With so many different types of merchandise, all these events, these unique experiences constantly being announced, how do you even navigate this vibrant landscape as a fan? Is your personal focus purely on collecting specific items, maybe completing sets? Do you prioritize saving up for those big immersive experiences offered by the events and theme parks? Or perhaps is it more about finding a balance, picking out just the few key items or moments that truly resonate with you personally, the ones that really capture the essence of what you love most about your favorite series? Something to think about. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive into the latest anime news, straight from the official sources. We really hope it gave you a clear picture of what's happening out there and maybe spark some thought about how you choose to engage with the series you love.